Hello guys, in today's video we are going to be creating a responsive navigation bar, and here you can see the preview of the final project. Right here we have a link and we have the home page. This one I gave it a class of active, and if you see, if we reduce the size of this, it becomes responsive automatically. So at a width of 600 pixels, the links are going to hide and it will show the menu icon. So if we click on this, it's going to display the link in a vertical format, and you can see like so. So guys, without much ado, let's go ahead and create this. And you can see right here, I'm going to open my Visual Studio, and we already have an empty HTML tag with some normal format, and here I've already opened it with live server. Here you can see I have a folder of responsive, and I have my CSS file, my JavaScript file, and I've linked them. I've not linked them yet. So first thing we need to do is to create our HTML document, and I'm going to give this a navigation class. Also, I'm going to put the links inside the nav bar, and the first link, since we are not sending it to anywhere, I'll just use a normal default format, and I will give this link a class of active class, and this will be our home link. So the next thing is to create another link, because we'll be creating 4 links. You can see we have our home, contact, services, and about. So I'm going to create 4 links, and I'm also going to put the default. This one we're not going to give it any class, and I'm going to name this contact. I should copy this in order to save time. I'm going to paste it 2 more times, and this one we are going to rename it to services. This one about, and that's all for the link. If you see, if we save and refresh this, we have the links. And the next thing I should do is to add the toggle button, the menu icon, and I'm going to give this a class of toggle button. I'm going to give it a class of toggle button like so, and I hit enter. Also going to give it an ID so that we can select it with JavaScript, and I'll give it an ID of toggle. Inside of the div tag, I'm going to put the icon. I'll say menu, and I'm going to use an entity for this. If in case you don't know what entity is, you can go to Google and search for entity. Entity basically is used to input icon on our web page, basic icons though. So to put entity, I'm going to say and hashtag 977cs, and then I close with the semicolon, and you can see our icon here. So this is basically all we need for our HTML. Nothing much. The links, and we have the menu. So right now I need to add my CSS and then style this. First, let me link my CSS up here. I'll say link. Going to link it. In there is a CSS. So right here we are going to go over to our index.css file which I created initially, and we are going to select the navigation, which is the navigation with the class, and we say navigation. I'm going to give it a black background. This side I'm going to use RGB, and basically this will be 24, 23, 23. Okay, you can see that exactly as we want it to be. Actually, sorry guys, I'm supposed to cover everything inside a div and then give it a container. I need to create another class container, and I'm going to copy this and paste it below like this. Class container. Yes, no, actually, no, not the container. Okay, I'm not supposed to close this here. I will cut it and paste it under at the end of the toggle button div, and you can see it's exactly how we want it to be. I'm going to indent this properly, give it a space, give it a little space. Okay, we head over to our CSS file, and right here I'm going to give it an overflow of hidden, also a height of 50 px. I need to close this like so. You can see how it's done. So right here we are also going to select our toggle button. You can remember this. We're going to select our toggle button, say toggle, actually toggle button, and we're going to give this a color of white. You can see like so, and I'm going to float it to the right hand side of our browser, also giving it a display of none, or not now, let that be the last. So I will give it a cursor pointer with a padding, basically a padding of 14 for top and bottom, and also 16 for left and right, like so. Then I will give it a display of none for now, because we don't need it for now anymore. So I'm going to give it a display of none. So inside we are also going to select our links inside the navigation, which are these links over here. So we are going to say A, which is the element. Then we are also going to float this to the right like so, and also I will give this a display of block, and the color will be a white color though. Like so. I'm going to remove the underline by saying text decoration none. Also I will align the text to center, give them a font size of 17 px. I'm going to add a transition to it of 1 second, and that's it. that's what we need to do. So the next thing, actually I need to add a padding because it's not well positioned. I will give it a padding of 14 and 16. This 14 is for the top and bottom, the 16 is for the left and the right. So I also need to select our active class, say navigation active. This active class basically is for this home, because if you can remember on our index.html we gave it an active class. We gave it an active class, our home link. So that's what I just did here. Selected the active class alone, and I'm going to give it a background color of blue. Yeah, basically a background, or what did I do? A background color of blue, and that's it. You can see how attractive it's looking. So I also need to create a hover effect on these three links here, except for this one. So I'm going to say navigation, select the links and hover. So I'll ask the system not to add the hover effect to the active class, and I will give it a background. The hover should have a background of gray. Exactly, and you can see the effect like that. You can see the effect. So under our navigation hovers, we are going to add a media. We're going to add media query. Is actually what we use for responsiveness on the website. So I will say at media screen and maximum width 600. What I need to do here is to select the navigation and then select the link inside the navigation, which are these. At 600 pixel, I want to hide this link and then display the toggle button. So I'm going to change the display to block under the media query. So what I need to do is to select navigation and then select the links and set the display to none. You can see at 600 pixel they are hidden. And right here I'm going to select the navigation and then select the toggle button, the toggle icon, which is this. I'm just going to copy this and paste it here like that, and I'll give it a display property of block. You can see if we increase this, it's going to display the block elements. You're going to display the links in block format, and if we reduce this to a width less than 600 pixel, is going to hide the links and then display the toggle button just like that. But right now you can see there is no functionality on our menu. If you click it, nothing actually happens. So we want to add that thing. So we are going to, what we need to do now is to add a responsive class. We are going to add a responsive class in our CSS, and then we are going to give it a functionality through our JavaScript file. So basically what we need to do is also to create another media query. So I'll say media, it's a screen. Basically I need to copy this. Just copy and paste this to save time, like so. And I'm going to give the class responsive. And this responsive, I want to give it an overflow of hidden. a background. Basically, it's going to have the same background with our navigation, so I'm going to copy this navigation background and paste it here like that. Also, I'm going to under here I will select the toggle button. So what function do I want to give the toggle button when it's at a media when the screen is at 600 ps? I'm going to give it a position of absolute, the cursor as normal pointer, and I'll give it a right of 0, also a top of 0. I'm going to float it to right. Also give it the white property and a padding, also 10px and 14. So 10 and 14 like so. No, you're not going to see it will not take any effect now because we haven't added it to our HTML using JavaScript. Basically I need to full screen this so that we can see what we are actually doing inside. So that was all for the toggle button, and the next step is to select the responsive icon. So we'll say responsive, and then we'll select the icon inside of it. We are also going to float this, give it a float of none. So I have 600 pixels. We want the display to be set to block. We want to align the text, so center, centralizing the text decoration as usual should be none, and hide the overflow. We are going to give this a padding of 14 and 16. Font size 17. Color of white. Also going to add a transition property which will take a duration of 1 second. Also going to select the active class, responsive active. I'll give it a background of red and the margin top of 20. Under it, I'm going to add a hover effect, just as we did on our navigation up here, if you can remember up here. So I'm going to copy this and paste it down. To copy this and paste it here like so. Then the over, I want it to have a gray background also. And that's basically what we need for our CSS file. Right now we're going to head over to our JavaScript. So I will select the JavaScript file. So we are going to use the JavaScript to add the functionality. So right here in JavaScript, what we are going to do first is to select the toggle icon, which is this, and you can see I gave it an ID of class toggle. So I'm going to copy it and create a constant here, a variable with the name toggle button, and let us assign it a value. Document get element by ID. I'll paste this inside toggle and close it. So right here, the toggle, I want to add an event listener to it, a click event listener, so that when the user clicks on this button, it's going to display a responsive layout. So I'm going to say select it, I'm going to copy this and paste, document and toggle button dot add event listener. I'm going to give it an on click, so when the user clicks on it, so I'll give it an on click, and basically I need to put comma, and then once the user clicks on it, we want to tell our browser to run a function. So it's going to run a function like that. It's going to run a function, and what function basically do we want it to run? First, I need to create a variable here. To close this, I need to create a variable here inside, and I will give it navigate. So we'll say document get element by the ID. So which element do we want to select? What ID? Basically, the ID we are going to select is this navigation bar. I didn't give it an ID, so I'm going to give it an ID of navigation. No, let me give it an ID of menu. Yes, that would be better. So var navigate document get element by ID, which would take the ID of menu. So it's going to get the element with the ID menu. So now I'm going to give it a condition. So if navigate the class name, if the class name is equal to navigation, we are going to tell the system, the browser, what to do. So if the class name is equal to this navigation, so we want the browser to change the class name to, so we say set it to the class name of responsive. So where are we getting the responsive from? Actually, it's from the index.css. You can see we created a new class here. So when the user clicks on it, if the page is on a responsive layout, once we click on that function, this responsive class is going to replace this navigation here in our HTML file, and then it will display the links in a vertical format. So right here in our index.js, we have said if navigate class name is equals to navigation, then let the browser change it to responsive. But if it's not, you need to run another function. So if it's not, you are telling the system to return it to the default class name, which is navigation. And like so, if this is not, if the navigate is already set to response, if the class name is set to responsive, we want it to change it back to navigation once we click on that button. And basically this is all. You can see the JavaScript code is very short, and this is all we need for the JavaScript. And if we save this and go to our browser, you can see if I click on this button, actually it's not working. Or what is the problem? Okay, we didn't link our index.js file. Sorry guys, I'm supposed to link it below here, so I'll give it a script. I always make that mistakes. Index.js, like so. If we save this and refresh it, you can see once we click on it, you can see how responsive it is. So if we increase this, it changes back to, actually I gave this a background color of blue, and this one is showing red. Okay, I need to change this, so I'll head over to our index.css, and where is our responsive class active. So I'm going to change this to blue, like so. And also I need a little bit of space here because it's kind of to be uncomfortable. We were going to put margin top, let me give a margin top of 40. Exactly, you can see now it has a space. And also here I need to give this toggle button a padding of up and down, should be 14 as well. No, not 40, 14. See, giving it that. And this one I want to change it to 16. Yeah, actually you can see when we click on let me full screen this first. And so if we increase it, it's normal, like you can see the links are arranged in a horizontal layout. So when we reduce the size of this to a width of 600 ps, it's going to hide the horizontal layout and then display the toggle button. So when we click on this toggle button, it's going to display the links in a vertical order. So this makes our site look responsive. So guys, this is basically the way we make responsive layout using JavaScript and CSS. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and as well share to your friends. Take care guys.